It's April 1st, 2023, and you're listening to episode 9 of Wes and Shelley Share, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Shelley, we are not in our house today. Where are we?
Oh, we're at a park in Matthews. I don't remember the name. What's the name of it?
Squirrel Lake.
Ooh, Squirrel Lake. It's lovely. It rained all morning here, and so we were afraid that we would run into mud or whatever at our normal park hikes, walks. So this one is paved, and bicycles are going by, and it's just beautiful.
We can hear these trees creaking and hitting each other, and the leaves have just really kind of started to come out in
the last couple weeks.
Seriously,
really.
Yeah, even in the last week.
Yeah, I've been sneezing a lot. There's a lot of pollen in the air, too. It's all good. It's beautiful now.
So tell about our adventures today. What did we do?
Oh my goodness. So we started off early and drove to South Carolina and went to one of our favorite breakfast places, Flipside Cafe. Cafe. Amazing. I had a vegetable omelet. And it was so good.
And I had chicken and waffles.
Oh, of course you did.
And in the morning,
we'll have waffles. And then we went, Wes wanted to go to Ace Hardware and some small little hardware places, so that was fun. I found a Tuesday morning. It was nice to shop there. Found a garden center.
And I may have discovered the world's best grits ever, because at the True Value hardware store in Fort Mill, I met Alex, who told me about, what's the name of that? There's a Christmas parade in December. Anyway, his brother makes the best grits, but they're these kind of South Carolina grits. I'll have to talk about that later. But anyway, they're supposed to be amazing. So that may have been the discovery of the day.
Yeah, but then we went over back to Monroe because my students were in a musical today, Jungle Book, and that was exciting to be able to see them. And our music teacher. Oh my goodness!
No, sir. No,
you're okay.
You are fine.
You're okay.
No, we are not going to be wild.
You're fine.
Totally fine. Some dogs have just walked by, and
that's very exciting on our podcast.
Yeah. Tried to leap out of their nose leashes.
But our my students did a great job. We have a wonderful music teacher. Shout out to Mrs. Vickers, Rebecca Vickers, who she works so hard and she puts so much in, as so many music teachers do. And then just did a wonderful job. The students really enjoyed it. It's a whole school musical. The kids auditioned for it early, and they've been working really hard on it. So anyway, they were amazing. It was so fun to support my students doing that today.
And then we came to a barbecue place that I've been wanting to try for a long time called, I thought it was just called the Rock House, but it's like Stallings Rock Shop Barbecue or something. Anyway, it was a building built in the 30s, and we did a couple other stops, but anyway, just adventures.
Always. Our Saturday adventures.
And then I had written down the name of this park one time when I had driven by it and wanted to come back. And it is wonderful. It connects to this 4-mile greenway, which we've hiked probably a mile down it from East John Street, which is sort of like, it connects to the main sort of drag of Matthews, where our favorite Seaboard restaurant is, and what is it, Renfro's Hardware? Anyway, they just got the downtown area. So, but it's beautiful. Beautiful. It's like 75 degrees. So, all right. Well, we called this The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. We kind of struggled. We want to talk about school stuff a little bit, but why is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? What memories do you have of that with our children, and why do you think it's a wonderful book? No, we are not going to bark. No, sir. No, sir. No, you're fine.
So, the Chronicles of Narnia, of course, was one of my favorites that I read when I was young. And so, in true fashion, we read them out loud to our children as they were young. I don't remember
if we read them all. I know we read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but I don't know how many of them we read. We'll have to ask them.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But then soon after that, all of the movies came out. So, but it was wonderful. And always a favorite of mine. I've always loved fantasy fiction and
magic,
and yes, it's been anyway. So this reminded me of this today, walking through the woods and just seeing the woods and
the trees, and thinking about how C.S. Lewis talks about the spirits of the trees. Here, get your phone out and let's look at our notes a little bit. Of course, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is a wonderful allegorical story. Well, there's a lot of great family relationships and characters. I love that there are heroines and heroes. Yeah, and just, I mean, Aslan, the the whole idea of, what do you mean? It's winter forever and no Christmas.
It was also, I mean, we first started talking about this show as the school that I love, because I've spent a lot of time recently reflecting on teaching and reflecting on classrooms that I've had in the past and things that I've really enjoyed doing with students. And I know the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was one of the read-alouds that I used to read to classrooms and students.
Well, and I did too. When I student taught,
mm-hmm.
and then I taught at Wheelock with Mitzi Thomas, you know, that was so fun, and we got real Turkish delight when we ate, you know, had the chapter about the White Witch and Edmund, and then and kids had not ever had that, and that kind of stuff's fun.
It is fun.
Kids remember that kind of stuff when you had some food that went with your book. And
I can remember writing a descriptive paragraph in third grade at Bozeman. We had read, I probably read aloud the whole book, but we read sections of it, and we wrote a descriptive paragraph about that scene, I think, with the White Witch. And
comes another dog. Hi.
So, yes, the school that I love allows us to have time to do things like that, to
Absolutely.
have a novel study and to do fun and interesting things and bring in Turkish delight. And anyway, as I reflect back on my teaching career, I've been really thinking about what are the things that I loved doing as a teacher, and those were one of the things, is to be able to do that.
That's right. Here, let's look at your questions. I know, honey, but I wrote down questions to ask you. All right. Thank you. What makes you happy?
Is that the first one on your list?
Yep.
All right. Well, there you go. I don't know. Another thing, I mean, being outdoors in nature, which is why we spend a lot of time in nature, because it does bring me joy and it does make me happy. And today we were passing by a garden center, and I was like, oh, garden center. So Wes turns around and we go in, and I'm looking at flowers, and I love arboretums and botanical gardens, and I love walking through garden stores, and I want to plant flowers, but I'm not quite sure about what's going to grow in my yard. I'm not quite sure about where the shade is going to be, and I know I want some hanging plants, but anyway, so I'm just enjoying processing that.
Well, and that stop actually reminded me of a wonderful, wonderful trip that we got to take. There's a lot of dogs coming. It's like a dog parade right now.
It is.
There's a white dog. It's kind of big, and then kind of
There's a golden
black and white, and then here comes a golden, and then there's some kind of hound. It is a parade of dogs today. No moose fryer. No, sir. No, sir. Good grief, that's scary. No, we are not barking at people.
Goodness
No,
gracious.
it is okay.
Hey,
This makes
a
for
pretty one.
Beautiful, beautiful.
See,
Makes
that
for
one has
great
been
radio.
trimmed.
Yes, it is not
See?
wild feathers. Okay, it reminds me of a trip we took to Hot Springs, Arkansas, and we got to take it with your sister and brother-in-law, Janet and David, and I think we actually used some of the last money that your parents had left.
All right.
But when we were about to leave, we found this nursery, and we brought back so many flowers.
Beautiful hanging
like I think
flowers.
we brought back maybe
Six
six
or
or so
seven, I don't know.
hanging baskets of flowers.
Absolutely lovely.
Yeah,
I love flowers.
yeah. You talked about children earlier today when we were talking about happy.
Yes, I enjoy children. I enjoy watching children. I enjoy being around children. Children bring me joy. And I think, that's one of the reasons why I've become a teacher, and I enjoy teaching. I hate that this year is kind of taking some of the joy out of that.
And you don't want to end on that kind of a note.
No, I don't. And it's not...
End
don't
as far as
know.
like retire. I mean, we're
Right.
Here comes another golden.
Right.
This one hasn't been trimmed as much.
So, but yeah, being around young families, being around children, I really enjoy that. So going by the park, I love just,
Right.
being around young people.
Hello. That's an older one. You can see the gray in the face. All right. What did you love about teaching at Positive Tomorrows and working there? And for people who don't know, you might just say what Positive Tomorrows is.
Positive Tomorrows is a school for homeless children. It's one of the few in the country. I think there were really only 2 that were 100% specifically for homeless
The Monarch
children.
School in California, and then
Right, and we've talked about
Positive
it on
Tomorrows
other
in Oklahoma City.
episodes before.
Yeah.
I think what I really loved about teaching at Positive Tomorrows was flexibility. When I first started, I taught 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. I love multi-age classes. I love small classes. I loved that we had freedom with our curriculum. I mean, the main focus was we just want to help students love learning. So many of them were at different stages of
Now, did you make that
development.
your focus, or was that the schools before you?
No, it was we wanted all of the students to feel successful at school. We wanted them to love school. We wanted them to be in school.
So that wasn't just your mantra.
No,
that was the
I mean,
school.
it is my mantra, but that was kind of where that mantra began to develop, is helping students love learning. And we did that by having experiences for them and taking them on field trips and just allowing them to learn from where they were.
Yeah.
We didn't force them into doing things that it was too hard for them or they weren't quite ready yet. It was so many of them had missed a lot of school, had not been in regular school, had been in and out of school, and so they had a lot of gaps in their learning and education. And rather than making them feel unsuccessful because they had to be where everybody else was, everybody was allowed to learn at their own pace. Many of them,
Truly
the
student-centered.
ones that were there the longest made huge academic strides in closing a lot of those learning gaps. But we were given the freedom to do that. We had adaptive technologies that helped with that. We had the freedom. It was hard. I mean, it was really hard work coming up with a lot of our own curriculum and
Design, create, and share.
Design, create, and share. One of the hugest influences that I had, one time we had gone to a weekend with, not a retreat, what was that? Workshop with Tony Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard a speaker one time, and it was talking about ditching the desks.
And the speaker is Tony Vincent. Shout out.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, wasn't Tony?
No,
Oh,
it
was it the
wasn't.
Mobile Learning Experience?
Yeah, it was
That
the
was- that
Mobile
was
Learning
in
Conference, I
Phoenix.
guess.
Yeah.
Right. So he
Which
wasn't the
he
speaker, but
organized.
it was, yes, he
Yeah,
organized it.
along with the Arizona K-12.
Right. But anyway, I don't even remember whose workshop I was in, but I just latched onto that idea. What? Wow, you can do that? You can get rid of the student desks? And so when I came back, that's what I started doing. That's when we started shopping at garage sales and all kinds of places.
To find furniture. and seats and
because
stools.
I really wanted it to be like home, like a home environment. Again, so many of our children, they were homeless, and they didn't have a permanent place. And so, we
But
had
a comfortable place.
Yeah.
A place where you could have a nook and you can, have a unique... Everyone wasn't the same. It was a big
Yeah.
deal.
We had a big carpet in the middle where we gathered together for our class meetings and our family meetings. We called them family meetings.
Did you really?
Uh-huh. And so, as we began to put together our, family community, our school family community. So, anyway, that was just...
Good boy, man.
that was kind of the beginning of that. So the first year that I started there, of course, we had the desks, and but that second, third, and fourth year, we shopped around and really intentionally built out that.
Hey, Facebook Marketplace, baby.
Yeah.
Well, and then you took that to Cassidy, and I think
I
you really
did.
had a strong influence for the years you were there with other teachers, and because when you went
And
there...
flexible learning spaces. Sometimes students want to stand up and work at a desk. Sometimes they want to sit on the floor. Sometimes they want to read in a cozy
Having
nook.
choices, that's such a big deal. Having a lot of student choice. You can't choose everything, but when you can help students make meaningful choices that really impact their lives and what they're doing and how they're doing it, what they study. I mean, I think that's a very affirming and empowering thing. And I think we both share that as far as wanting to include that to a large degree.
So anyway, the school that I love allows students to learn at their own rate. It allows students to have experiential learning. It allows students to go on field trips, or even like right now, I would love to have a school in a forest like this where we could play in the stream and do science experiments.
And go find the turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like an outdoor education type alternative.
Which there is an outdoor education school that we've learned about, and we're going to go in a couple weeks to an open house that they're going to have. But
just to kind of check it out.
Shelley's
Come and see.
Not sure. Yeah, not sure what next year holds.
But
what did you love about teaching in the Bozeman Math Lab, and how did you find yourself in the Math Lab at Bozeman Elementary?
Oh, math has been...
Oh, wait. Actually, you know what? It's time for halftime. Let's listen to a word from our sponsor. This episode of Wes and Shelley Shares is brought to you by Cook with Wes. Cook with Wes is my, Wes Fryer's, personal passion project, sharing lots of food photos, a few recipe videos, lots of barbecue and smoked meat adventures, and many other recipes from my indoor and outdoor kitchens. You can find all our family recipes on food.wesfryer.com and follow Cook with Wes on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. If you're on Mastodon, and really, why not? Since Twitter has become a bit of a dumpster fire, you can search for the hashtag CookWithWes to find my latest food shares there. Well, I did start a separate YouTube channel for Cook with Wes, but I've continued to post most of my cooking videos on YouTube on my main channel. You can access the complete playlist at wfryer.me/cook. Thanks for tuning in to Wes and Shelley Shares. I hope to see you on social media on one of the channels for Cook with Wes. Okay, we're back. Sorry to have to interrupt. What did you love about teaching at Bozeman Elementary Math Lab, and how did you end up there?
So Bozeman is the school that I taught at when I first came back from Germany.
In Lubbock, Texas.
In Lubbock. And I taught a year in the regular classroom, but then I moved into a Title I position where I ran a math lab. And what I really loved about it was all conceptual. It was about math projects, and it was about
concept development.
It was the teacher came with the students. We did things together. You know, we investigated pumpkins, and
for Jerome Bruner fans, it respected the developmental growth of students with math concepts to where we move from the concrete into a transitional and then finally into an abstract. And too often in math, we just jump to the abstract and we're like, here, work this problem.
And at that point, Marilyn Burns was really big. A lot of hands-on development, a lot of math and literature activities and opportunities.
Yeah, you did a lot of books. In fact, we have, those are books we have, actually.
We have a lot of those books left.
We'll have to do that.
So it's really just helping students, again, love math. Because I have to say, that's not something that I feel like I've really struggled teaching math this year, because I don't feel like I'm being able to do it in a way that helps students love math. In fact, I think most of my students think, most of them, not all of them, that math is hard. And I hate that I'm developing that concept of math is hard.
Well, I think you became aware to a greater degree, and I certainly did too, about math anxiety. Mm-hmm. You know, David Allen, who is now a professor at K-State in the math department, he has for years, he's probably tenured now. We got to work with him and some other educators in a little math company in Lubbock for a while. But, you know, his whole dissertation focus was on math anxiety and how early and how parents feed into that, and teachers do too, and how hurtful and harmful it can be, how many doors math anxiety can close. So did you just jump into that math and science grant with Dr. Skog at Texas Tech right after Germany, or was that before? Or?
No, it was after Germany. It's when I was teaching at Bozeman. I wrote it with...
did you write the grant with Pat?
Pat Brown. She and I wrote that together, and it had a lot of... it was a multi-year grant. We did it with another school.
Wheelock. So you wrote your application.
No, not Wheelock.
You wrote your application into it.
Yes.
To participate into it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, we spent summers, several weeks in the summers. What's the name of that other elementary school? Started
Parkway?
with a W. No. I don't remember. But anyway, doing 1 year, we focused on math development and helping teachers with higher level math skills.
Because in the lab, you were not just teaching the teachers or the students. The teachers came and you were doing demonstration
I was modeling lessons
to really help teachers see how they could use manipulatives and use literature. And
I had
do
started
these
that
best practices.
in Germany with Math Their Way, which was kind of a system a little bit like Montessori. I taught first grade in Germany, first grade and third grade, and got involved and trained, specifically trained in that. And that's kind of what we were trying to achieve in the math lab. But anyway, again, that's the school that I love, where you have time, where you have flexibility, where you have depth, you have
thematic and integrated. You're connecting
right.
things. It's not just in isolation.
No. So when you're using math in practical ways, and that's what I really love about STEM as well, science and technology and engineering and math, so it's the application of math, not just the strict math concepts.
I think the fact that you're just having to teach math in isolation in a very traditional way is hard this year.
It has been hard. So
you love Bozeman, though, because you also did outdoor education.
I did. Yeah, that was another part of it.
What camp was that called? Camp Goddard?
Camp Goddard. And then
in
also
Oklahoma.
we had a community garden project there too, which the grant helped fund as well.
But all year you would get ready for that, and at the end of the year, for a whole week, right? You would take your kids, just the fifth graders, or who got to go from both?
Sixth graders.
Sixth graders. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
For a week to outdoor camp, and a lot of them had never been out of the state. They'd never been
out of their neighborhood in some cases.
Yeah, out of their neighborhood. Wow. Yeah.
It was low socioeconomic area as well.
Yes.
So, loved it. All right, what about you? What about the school that you love? What are you loving about your school this year?
Oh, my goodness. So, my current job role at Providence Day School in Charlotte is my favorite job ever.
Wow, that's huge.
And, well, I'm actually kind of liking being an old guy.
We're not
It's
old.
weird. Well,
Young at heart.
A little experienced. No, I mean, I think that I have learned a few things, and hopefully I'm not making some mistakes that I had made earlier in my life and career. But, I mean, I have a lot of autonomy and trust from my school to be innovative, encouragement to be innovative. I was hired, I think, in part because the last 3 years, I had the opportunity at Cassidy to reinvent our middle school computer applications curriculum and fashion it into a media literacy curriculum and, take it beyond Microsoft Office and productivity. And, of course, they're not really Microsoft Office since it's both of them are Google schools. But, keyboarding office is what that used to be. And so, oh, no, Moose. Hey, Moose Fryer. No, sir. No, we do not need to bark like that. I know, but we don't need to bark. It's so hard when you're a dog.
It is so hard.
So, I love the autonomy. I love what I'm teaching. I love being able to be creative. I really come alive when I have opportunities to empower students to express themselves and share their ideas and use media, and to do things like, teach, I'm teaching sketchnoting right now, and we're doing a Wikipedia. It's called, I call it Launchpad Wikipedia, but it's about how you can use Wikipedia as a launchpad for your investigations, and you can, check out sources, and you can laterally read, which is such a critical media literacy skill, and it sets the stage for this SIFT web literacy framework that, I've been referencing all semester, but we're going to dive in deep with our conspiracy theory unit, which we call Fruit Loop Conspiracy Theories, and we predominantly study the moon landing and how some people say we didn't land there, and we try to identify the real wild, out there conspiracies and talk about how to discern who we can trust online and all of this. I just love it. I love the food because I can't even believe we have food as good as we do. My job is so good that I feel guilty telling you about it because you're in kind of a different situation. So I have a good relationship with my principal.
How are you?
I feel really... Hi. Mm-hmm. Yes. Would you like to sit on the bench?
No, I was sitting there.
Okay.
For a while.
All right. Okay.
This is the rotary bench.
Yeah.
We love it.
Well, the trouble is, once you pass Brennan Road, there are no more.
Oh, no more benches?
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
Good. I'm glad we found this one.
We
then.
hadn't been down here that far, so we'll have to keep that in mind. So, okay. All right. Well, it certainly is a beautiful day to be out.
The walk goes all the way down there to
Yes.
State Lake.
We're glad that the rain stopped so the sun could come out.
Yeah, I thought maybe you had more trees coming down with all that wind,
Yeah.
but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on my way back.
All right.
Sounds
enjoy
good.
your walk.
Yeah, thanks.
Enjoy it. I don't think I'll edit that out. Oh well. Hey, it's great to visit with people
It
when you're in
is.
the park
Absolutely.
and bump into new people. So, yes, I love many aspects. Our schedule's so wonderful. I mean, we had spring break, and we're hoping that we can get on the same schedule for next year, because my spring break was a couple weeks ago. Shelley's is going to be in
Another week.
But we have a 5-day.
Rachel's is this week.
We have a 5-day Easter break, and so I have some overlap. 2 of my days overlap with Shelley's, and therefore we're going to get to have a little vacation together. So I don't know. And my school is, I think, really striving to be innovative. But I mean, there's challenges. There's no nirvana perfect.
No.
Everywhere has politics. Everywhere has issues. There's a lot of traditional teachers at our school. You know, we're about to move to Canvas as a learning management system, and we've been using exactly the same as my previous school, Cassidy. Google Classroom is our learning management system, and then a student information system called Blackbaud, which a lot of private schools use, but they don't synchronize together, and you have to spend tons of time double entering and all this stuff. And anyway, it's interesting to see how teachers respond to that. And I'm so happy to be in our middle school where there are so many teachers like, yes, let's do it, let's go. And I don't know, at Cassidy, I loved our middle school as well. We teamed so well, and I really developed some good relationships with some folks I miss, actually.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there's a lot of things that I love about that. I'm glad I didn't drop your phone.
Hi. How
Hi,
are you?
you are really good on that bike.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
see.
are.
Yeah.
You're doing so good on your bike.
That's pretty amazing.
All right, Moose, come here.
Is he 3 or 4? No, he's fine.
He told us he's
Right.
with you all.
Yeah, he's absolutely amazing
He
on that bicycle.
He clarified that.
You'll be 4 soon.
All
That's
right.
awesome.
Yeah, you're doing great on that bike. Keep it up. Okay. Well, let's talk about a more serious topic.
Barbecue?
Nope. Why are we called to inclusive and affirming spaces?
How long do we have?
You have 3 minutes. No, you've got,
3 minutes.
I mean, we can talk as long as you
No,
want.
I think that's another theme of ours is the school that I love, and I've been really. I think it's really important that we have spaces for all students and all parents and all families, and I want to create a space where everybody feels comfortable to be themselves.
Well, didn't you learn that so
Um,
clearly at Positive Tomorrows?
there's
I know, I see the dog. Safety is so key.
hello, beautiful
Hello.
boy. I know they want to
Moosey,
play
no,
so
sir.
much.
Moose Fryer, you are getting way too fired up. No, sir. I need to hold him, I think, when that happens.
Yes, I think so too.
Okay.
So anyway, I feel like that a classroom should be a safe space. And the school that I love, everybody can be themselves and wherever they are. You know, I think we all have times in our life where it's important that we feel accepted and loved for who we are. And I have seen students in all classrooms really go through hard times. And whether it's experiencing homelessness, whether it's the death of a parent, whether it is fathers who are deployed for lengths of time,
Parents who are gone a lot and just not there, and you have a nanny taking care of you.
Yeah. 2 working parents, single parent homes, single moms, single dads.
Families
and
look
I think
so different.
families all look different, and I want to teach in a situation where that we can talk about those things, and we can share our faith with each other. We can share our sexuality with each other. We can have parents who are comfortable
Talking
coming
about
to school.
our sexual orientation, that
Right.
that doesn't have to be hidden. That as we discover who we are, we have safe places to be able to talk about that and just to be supported
and to be
in that.
seen.
To be
To be seen.
right?
To have
to choose
books
your
in your
name,
room.
to choose your own name.
Well-
what is more basic than your name? Anyway, we could probably talk about this a lot longer. Go ahead.
There are so many things that I think is important. I want my students to see themselves in the classroom. I want them to
What does that
see
mean?
themselves
What does that
in
mean
the
to be seen in
world.
classroom? What does that mean?
well, through books, through characters in our books, I mean,
People
what are
that-
the topics we've read about and studied about? The Reformation.
Didn't you do Romeo and Juliet or something?
We
Or
did
you
Romeo
Midsummer-
and
you did-
Juliet.
Or was it Midsummer's Night Dream?
A Midsummer's Night's Dream, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
I
not
get-
connecting
I
with
just,
fifth grade
I want,
children. We did that in high school. That's not a book to do in 5th grade.
there's
Yeah.
just so much, and there's a lot to talk about with that. But the school that I love is very open and inclusive. The school that I love, we are free to be ourselves. The school that I love is not judgmental, The school that I
It's not
love, I
condemning.
can go into
It's
the
not a
library
it's not a
and I can
condemning
see
school.
a variety of books where
Variety of
students
people,
are represented.
A variety of families, a variety of challenges that people have. And we're living in a time where, in general, there's some really strong discouragement in the culture for inclusivity and affirmation. So we can talk more about that later, but
I think that's going to be an ongoing conversation because
Yeah.
I'm still processing what exactly that looks like. But that's the type of school that I would love to be a part of.
And we've been called to an inclusive and affirming church, and we were called to leave our Edmond church over that issue. And I think that what we found in the Episcopal Church with Father Joe at St. Augustine's of Canterbury in Oklahoma City was kind of a little picture of heaven.
Yeah.
I mean, no church
And
is
also
perfect.
in our church here.
And we found a wonderful
Called
church
well.
here.
Called well. And I love that.
Called well.
We are
That's right.
called well. And we are called to love others. And we are called to learn about and to experience and to be in proximity.
As Grace Church of Yukon, God's love is for everyone. No exceptions.
100%. So anyway, well, as we close this out, Wes, do you have a wander link for us?
Oh, gosh,
or maybe
we
a
didn't
wonder
even
link?
Talk about that.
I know, but you can come up with it. You know so
wow.
many.
Okay, my wonder link is Golden Texas Barbecue. Because we've been dabbling with some imaginative dreams of, ooh, this brisket tastes pretty good. I wonder if we could sell it. And several different folks have been encouraging, our neighbors Julian and Susie and our friend Mike from church and others. And anyway, I registered the domain. Golden? Why is it Golden Texas Barbecue, Shelley?
Because we have our golden retrievers. And of course, they are famous in all of your videos because they always get a snitch of barbecue.
That's right, and we like Texas style brisket. All right, so that's the wonder link. I wonder if this will become real. Here comes literally 6 dogs walking on leashes. Okay, I'm gonna hold Moose so that we don't freak out.
Yeah, why don't you just walk him a little bit? Just get up and walk with him.
Okay, think of your wander link. What's the wander link gonna be? No, not gonna do
I
that.
don't know that I have a wander link, but I do have a wonder link. Each Friday in my classroom, we get to have a little bit of space education because that's what I love. And
You
so
have
this
to
week,
sneak it in.
Well, this week I combined it with weather because we're doing a big weather unit at school. And so I was looking at space weather. But I found a website, which you're going to probably have to link in the show notes because I don't remember what it is. But that had... Yeah, that had the satellite tracker in it. And so, I mean, it had all of the weather satellites.
Zip code in and it tells you the ISS.
It had all of the weather satellites listed, and you could sort them by, the earliest and the most recent. And it'll show you where all the weather satellites are according to your zip code and then when they're going to pass over. And so, we were at school, we were noticing where the ISS was and learning about some of the other weather satellites. And anyway, it was just amazing. I really enjoyed it. And I showed it to my students on Friday morning. So that was pretty cool.
Awesome. All right. Well, where can people connect with you, Shelley, when you're not here in Squirrel Lake Park having a podcast with your dogs?
ShelleyFryer.com, at @SFryer on Twitter, which I don't really tweet very much anymore. So, and then on Facebook, absolutely follow me on Facebook because that's where I post a lot of the things that I'm doing with school and a lot of things that I'm doing with my health journey. A lot of my health coaching resources go onto that site. And
you do live broadcasts sometimes.
I do occasionally do a live broadcast. So, yeah, definitely. Look me up.
And I am wesfryer.com/after, and you can find all of our links on our podcast site, which is shelleyfryer.com/podcast. So until next time, we encourage you to stay curious, go outside,
and have adventures.
Be safe, everyone.
Wes and Shelley Share is a weekly podcast recorded and published on Sundays by Wesley and Shelley Fryer of Matthews, North Carolina. Learn more and find links to connect on social media to Wes and Shelley by visiting shelleyfryer.com/podcast. Content on this podcast is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Only 3.0 license. The Wes and Shelley Share podcast is recorded and published with Anchor and distributed on all major podcast channels, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, and more. Please share our show on social media and tell others about us. Let us know on Facebook or via other means what you like about the show, that you're listening, and if you have any suggestions for future episodes. Stay curious, go outside, and keep exploring.